I'd like to give a shout out to the newest member of the Comment Club. If you want to join the Comment Club, make sure you leave a comment below. What is going on, guys? This is TheCrayonsMelt here, and today we've got some huge news for Madden Ultimate Team 18, MUT 18 as I love to call it. So we have a blog released by, I guess Jake Stein was the author of the blog. It's called Madden Ultimate Team Revisioned. So there's a ton of information here. If you haven't read this blog, link for it down in the description, but I'm going to be breaking it down for you here today. There's a ton of new information, like I said, so I'm gonna try to go as quickly as I possibly can, but we definitely might be here a while. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a little screenshots of Antonio Brown. Looks like maybe stiff arming or doing elusiveness juke move on a guy. The lighting is so great in this game, and that's what I'm really excited to see graphics wise. But anyways, moving on into the MUT news. So I'm gonna skip this. You guys, again, link for the description. You can pause the video if you don't want to click on the link and read all of it, but I am gonna be reading the main things. So start off with player overall. Arguably the #1 piece of feedback collected last year was that players did not receive enough of an individual rating boost to justify a 2 to 3 point overall jump. So basically that's about the +1 bay. You guys know. This made players feel like they couldn't tell much of a difference when playing with an upgraded player. To address this issue, we had to go back and make changes to our player overall formula. Yada yada yada. So let me see. I think this is what I want right here. Right here. In the simplest terms, player overall is calculated in a similar way to salary cap that the salary cap value is. Basically, the stats on the card are going to matter a lot more than they ever have before. You're not going to see, 90 overall players with 90 overall stats. I don't think that's going to happen. And you're also going to see if this guy's got 90 finesse move and 90 block shed, and this guy's only got 88 and 88, you're going to see that the card with the better stats is going to be the better card. I don't think you're going to see many cards, that are so-called budget beasts or, low overall but great stats. I don't think that's going to happen much anymore. So I'm going to actually miss that a little bit, but I do like the fix that they're giving here to change the overall. So they have a little example here to go back to Madden 17 looking example. Julio Jones has a 94 overall Man of the Month card. They're going to plug in the exact ratings into Madden 18, and he would be a 93 overall. So it does show you that stats matter more. But here it is, the Madden 18 version of a 94 overall Julio Jones. He's going to have +1 speed, so speed matters a little bit more. +1 acceleration, +1 agility, +1 jumping, +1 catching, +2 spec catch. Spec catch matters a little bit more maybe. +3 route running. +2 catch in traffic, +1 release, spin move, stiff arm, juke move, and run block all stay the same, which is fine. They're receivers. They don't need that. Then we have a 99 overall Le'Veon Bell. Piss, man. Can't talk. And they said if they imported a 99 overall signature series Le'Veon Bell stats into Madden 18, he would be a 97 overall. That is crazy. And then, so they went over the stats comparison, what it would be in 18 if it was a 99 overall Le'Veon Bell compared to 99 overall in Madden 17. And the biggest thing right here, speed is up 3, strength is up 1, acceleration up 2, agility up 1, jumping up 1, catching up 1, spec catch up, route running up. Pretty much everything you can see is up. Release is up 4. That matters a lot more in 18 than it did in 17. Juke move up 1. Pass block is up 2. Carrying up 1. Trucking up 1. Elusiveness up 1. Ball carrier vision up 1. So you guys can see there's a huge difference in stats from 17 to 18, which I love. I do think they did a great job fixing that. Like, that was a big concern for a lot of people, was that overall didn't really add up a lot of times. So I do like that. Now we get into topic of overall. The overall is calculated for the team a little differently. Now your wide receiver number 3, cornerback number 3, defensive tackle number 2, and fullback are going to matter towards your team overall, which I think they should. Maybe not as much as a quarterback. So just having a great quarterback won't significantly impact your team overall. We want every position to feel important when it comes to building your team. So you're going to need a balanced team if you want a balanced overall. But I don't really, in my opinion, team overall does not matter at all. It really doesn't. But that's my opinion. Next up, we got packs. Another big feedback topic was packs. It was extremely important to us to find ways to add more value to every pack that gets pulled. We accomplished that in various ways, starting with the simple and most noticeable changes. Coaches, uniforms, stadiums, and playbooks have been removed from packs. So packs are going to be all players and maybe some collectibles for sets and collections and all those sorts of things. So I do like that change. It is going to be a little bit easier managing your binder if you pull out of packs. I am going to miss being able to get any playbook, get any stadium, any uniform, any coach from these, but they do have a way. They talk about it later, how you're going to get them. So that's one of the big things. But they plan to keep packs exclusively filled with players throughout the year, which I think is the way to go. A lot of people don't like collectibles. They don't like, team items and stuff. So it's good that it's just play. Then we got, so how do you get items that were removed from packs? You'll start by selecting a starter pack. I think it's done by team. Yeah. So which is provided items from the team you choose. So I'm going to use the example because they use it later on of the Buccaneers. You're going to get, it sounds like 4 goal players at 70 overall. And you're going to be able to use those 4 players, but you also get the coach, the stadium, the uniforms, and the playbooks as well. But when you're looking to get more, you'll need something we're calling team tokens. Team tokens are obtainable by trading in silver and gold players from the specific team. So you're going to have to trade in your Buccaneers players to get team tokens to upgrade your playbooks and to upgrade your coaches and your stadiums and all that fun stuff. So they don't have the amount that you need and all that other stuff, but that will come out later, probably a little bit closer to launch, maybe even after launch. Then we've got upgrades. Team tokens are not only used for getting non-player items, they'll also show up when it comes time to upgrade various items in MUT, which is something fairly new. We've seen this a little bit with like the campaign players, but it seems like this is really going to be huge for this year. At launch, each team has at least 4 different players that are eligible to be upgraded. So let's look at the example. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You choose them. One of the players you're going to get is the 70 overall Mike Evans at launch. Now, tier 1 for this, you're going to trade in that 70 overall Mike Evans and some Bucs team tokens. They haven't decided how many just yet, and you're going to get a 75 overall non-tradable, non-auctionable Mike Evans, which I think is pretty cool. You're going to be able to earn better cards by just trading in old cards that you're probably not going to be using. Then if you go down to tier 2, you're going to be trading in that 75 overall from the previous set, and then some more team tokens, and you're going to get a 81 overall Mike Evans. That's pretty awesome. So as you guys can see, it's very similar to the campaign that we got this year, Jordan Howard and Kirk Cousins and all those players. And then tier 3, you're going to trade in your 81 overall Mike Evans from the previous set, and then an 89 overall core elite Mike Evans, which is his base item. So they're no longer called base elites, they're called core elites, which fine, whatever you want to call it's cool. But it does confirm Mike Evans is going to be an 89 overall in Ultimate Team next year, which is pretty good. And you trade in some more Bucs team tokens, and you're going to earn a 91 overall Mike Evans, non-auctionable and non-tradable, which, that does suck a little bit, but you're trading in an 89 overall and a bunch of gold or a bunch of silver Bucs players and getting these. So I think that's pretty awesome. Now, again, we don't know how many team tokens you're going to need, so you don't know how many gold players and how many silver players you're going to have to turn in. I think it's going to be a little expensive, but I do think you're going to be able to get some awesome rewards. Next, we see a little bit about the team chemistries. As we've been told on Twitter, the team icon on cards is now going to be a chemistry right off the bat. So building a all-time whatever team is going to be pretty good. So if you have your Steelers team, all the players are from the Steelers, they're going to be able to get all these possible boosts if you max out the coach, the stadium, and the uniforms which I think is pretty awesome. Look at, I can't even show it all on the screen. That's how many boosts there are. And it sounds like all the teams will be the same or very, very similar. So keep that in mind. You're going to get, you know, all of these boosts. Everything you can possibly think of is going to get boosted by these teams if you can get all the one team boosted up. Now, I think this is one of the biggest parts in the blog, adjustment to tiers. And you may be like, what is going on? Well, with the adjustments made to player overall formula, it's made sense for us to revisit the way we typically break down our 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, and elite. The one that jumps out the most is elite, and it now starts at 80. So 80 overalls will now be elite players, which I think is a complete game changer right there. So you're going to see a lot more people pulling elites, but they're going to be lower overalls. But I think there'll be more elites than ever before at the launch of a game. When running this proposal by some of our fans, they were excited about the idea of more players from their favorite teams reaching the elite tier, which I think is really awesome as well. So the tiers go as follows. Silver are going to be 60 to 69. Gold are going to be 70 to 79. And elites are going to be 80 to 99 overall. As you may have picked up on when we showed you the Madden 18 art for the rookie premier players, program borders make a return. For those of you not familiar, imagine opening a pack and getting a team of the week player. Last year, the border for that player would have matched his tier, gold or elite, but this year, all team of the week players will have a green border regardless of their tier. We'll have a different color for almost every program we release this year. I think that's awesome. It's not really a huge deal what color the cards are, but I know from a community standpoint, we have people on Twitter always making custom cards. I know I've dabbled in it a little bit too. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of people have fun doing it, and this is going to give them more options, more changes, and different cards they can make just by changing the color of the border on the cards. And then the last part of the blog, adjustment to the trade block. Next up is a topic controversial in the community, but the trade block in MUT has been, quite honestly, abused, which I can agree with. I think a lot of people abuse it. It says over 90% of the trades are lopsided in value. And I think most of that is due to coin selling, honestly. We went as far as having a discussion of removing the trade block entirely, but that's not something we're ready to pull the trigger on. So guys, stop buying coins and they won't take the trade block away. This is all y'all's fault. This is all y'all's fault. Instead, we're making a change in the way trades work in Madden 18. Now, when you trade an item, that item becomes non-auctionable. However, if that item is traded back to the original owner, it is once again allowed to be auctioned. This is the best compromise we can find when reaching to areas, blah, 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 blah. Excellent, excellent. So, basically what they're saying is, I have a 89 overall Mike Evans. My buddy Joe wants to try it out. I trade 89 overall Mike Evans to Joe. Joe is not able to sell that card. He's going to be able to put it in sets. He's going to be able to play with it on his team. He's even, it sounds like, going to be able to trade it to other people. But he will not be able to sell it. In order for it to be sold, he would have to trade it back to my account, and then I could sell it. But guys, keep in mind, people are still going to be banned for buying and selling coins. It's going to happen, so don't, I mean, there's a lot of other YouTubers who promote coin selling or buying from sites or on Twitter or wherever. Don't do it. You could get banned. You could lose your entire team and not be able to buy any more cards in Ultimate Team. I know they say, you know, the fastest, the cheapest, the most reliable. It's not going to matter when your account is not able to use the auction house. So keep that in mind before you buy the coins. I know it's very tempting. You know, you could easily boost up your team, make it so much better. But really, guys, this is why we can't have a trade block anymore, is because of the coin selling. But so I would be able to trade items to other people, let them try it out and get it back. And I think it's a great compromise. I don't want to see the trade block removed all the way. I personally wouldn't get affected by it too much, but I know I have let my friends borrow some cards, or, you know, I've done giveaways and stuff. So I don't know how all that's going to work in Madden 18. but I do like the way they handled it, and I do like the changes they made. Overall, throughout all the information we've received from Madden 18, I do feel like this is the biggest blog that has been dropped. So shout out to Jake Stein and the team for giving us all this information and for all the changes they made. Seems like they really have listened to the feedback we've given them this year and really implemented it in Madden 18. So I'm super excited for Madden 18, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am, because I'm super pumped. I know, like, a lot of YouTubers, they come and they upload all these videos, and it may seem like, wow, they don't even play the game. Like, I spend nonstop playing Ultimate Team and playing Madden in general. So I'm very excited to get back into it for Madden 18 and have a blast. So I hope you guys are as well. So that is it for the blog. If you guys want to see more Madden 18 updates and information as it's released, go follow me on Twitter and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
We throw them high, we snag them quick, we asking how them haters felt. Like and subscribe to the page, it's TheCrayonsMelt. Pause the game and check the squad, you need to brace yourself. Boy, you getting clowned on, we ain't talking Dave Chappelle and pics, we got them.